Hey, yo, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to another movie talk with two scoops. This was a pretty impromptu video. I didn't intend to do a review of this movie. It's not a new movie, but for some reason, I've been on this Tarzan thing. It all started off as a joke. I was listening to the soundtrack. By the way, I'm talking about the 1999 Disney animated Tarzan movie with the Phil Collins soundtrack, the one we all grew up with. It started off with me listening to that soundtrack, and I was like, hey, this is kind of, catchy. And then the more that I listened to it, and it was just stuck in my head, and I was picturing the scenes that correlated with the songs that I was listening to, and I'm like, I need to watch this movie. So when I got in from work last night, that's exactly what I did. And when I watched this movie, I realized that this is a heavily slept on movie. There's so many Disney movies, cartoons that get so much credit. They have the theme park rides that are based off of the movie. They have people that are, diehard fans, but you don't see a lot of stuff about Tarzan. And I was wondering why that is, because it's a really good movie. The one thing that I will say about it is that the soundtrack, and this is by no means a theory that I came up with. I was actually watching another YouTube video. I'm gonna find out what his channel is and I'll plug it into this video because he really broke down what it is about the music in Tarzan that separates it from most other Disney animated movies at that time, what was considered the golden era of Disney movies. And basically what he was saying is that all of those movies aside from Tarzan, the music comes from the characters. So picture the Little Mermaid in the beginning when she is, wanting to be on land, wanting to know what that's like. Well, she sings that song that defines what she wants, what she desires. Tarzan, on the other hand, he doesn't have any songs that he personally sings, and no character in that movie sings how they feel. So there's a disconnect from the viewer's perspective because we're listening to Phil Collins, and most of his songs, even though they're super catchy, most songs in movies or in Disney animated movies are expositional. Tarzan is the same way, except it's not Tarzan singing these songs, and it's not Jane singing these songs, and it's not Clayton singing these songs. It's Phil Collins. And so instead of us really listening and connecting with the characters when these songs are playing, we're just jamming out to "Son of Man to the sky." Well, I don't know the lyrics. I should after all the times I listen to it. But anyway, you see what I'm saying. We hear the songs and we see the montages, and we're not really connecting to the characters. We're not really listening to what the lyrics are saying, because if we were, we would realize that literally the whole movie is being given to us via the music, but we're not paying attention, or at least I wasn't. And so what the guy was saying is that that's probably the reason that Tarzan doesn't get the same respect a lot of Disney animated movies got at that time. But I was watching it and I was thinking, this is actually a really good movie, and there are a lot of really strong themes in this movie, and it really hits hard. Like the beginning of this movie, something that I knew but I forgot, it literally starts off with death. Tarzan parents get killed, and Kala, I think that's the mother's name. Yeah, she loses her baby to Sabora. I don't remember the names of these characters. But anyway, the leopard, he kills Tarzan's parents, and he kills Tarzan's eight parents, kids. There's gotta be a better way to say that, but y'all know what I mean. Come on. I said there was an impromptu video. I just felt compelled after watching this movie because those themes are strong. Like it starts off with that type of death, and then, Tarzan is discovered and they take him in, and it's really like a heartwarming story of somebody growing up in an environment that's not typical, that's, growing up and feeling different and still managing to rise to the occasion. Like, it's a really good movie, and I don't know that I have too much to say other than go back and watch Tarzan again. That's one of Disney Channel's best animated movies. And then the animation at that time was so good. Like I was watching the part where it's the Son of Man song, and it's the song where Tarzan is making that transition from kid to adult. And the last 20 seconds of that montage where he's like sliding through the trees and stuff, the way that the camera follows him and swings around the trees and stuff, for 1999, that's like really dope. It's a lot of cartoons nowadays that don't even have that type of look. And then also I want to say that I was very disappointed. I remember they did the Tarzan 2, which focused more on Tarzan when he was still a kid. And then they did the Tarzan and Jane movie, which was another kind of sequel. But what I found out is that that wasn't even really a sequel. It was 3 of the 30-minute episodes of the Legend of Tarzan, which was the cartoon that Disney Channel had for a couple seasons. And I remember it coming on and I would watch it, and I never realized how much of a drop in quality it was from the actual movie. Like, first of all, almost none of the original voice actors came back for that show. The animation was so stale and dry and lackluster. And it was the same, well, not completely the same thing with the actual sequel when he was a kid, but you can tell there was a drop in quality of the overall aesthetic of the movie. And I was disappointed because of all the Disney Channel animated movies that got sequels, I feel like Tarzan deserved a real sequel. I feel like Tarzan and Jane, their relationship and all of that, I felt like it really deserved a sequel to see like what life was like following the events of the first movie. Because one criticism I do have of that first movie is that going back and watching it, it's really not that much of a movie, because a lot of it is just Phil Collins singing and telling you what's happening, and you kind of pass large amounts of time with each song that's sung. And when you really boil it down, it's not a whole lot of movie that's not montage, but still the overall story and the character development and the overall aesthetic of the movie is on par with some of the best Disney Channel animated movies. And I don't know why, well, I do know why now, that Tarzan just gets slept on. But if I leave you with anything today, it would be go back on Disney Plus and watch Tarzan and see that it's a lot better than you think it is. But anyway, thanks for tuning in with me for this impromptu video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button, share, subscribe. You know, I know I've been gone for a while. There's just a lot going on, and it's a lot going on. But I'll be back soon. So thank you, and see you next time.